Hello guys, as promised, today I'm going to bring you this video. So this is Java programming language, and in this video we talked about different ideas, and in this video I created an application that is a quiz application that I created in Java, and I hope I had sent this question inside our WhatsApp group. So check it out here. So as you can see on my screen here, I introduced a Java class, or generally I created a Java project and I named it Quizzer, and from the Quizzer I created a main class, and I assigned a value to the first quiz app. So I assigned the second class of the game to the main class. That is basically what I did here. So from there we are going to now take a look at the whole quiz, how it is or how I made it. So from our question, I won't refer to it because I have already said it before. So here, I first of all import some libraries. The first library is the one that it's the event listener that listens the user clicks on a button, something like that. And then we import some other few libraries that deals with the movement of the cursor on the application. And then from there, I introduce the main class. As you can see, it's a public class. I also introduced a string of questions, which I set as an array of questions, or an array of questions, which I listed all the questions here which our application is going to ask. I also introduced another string here, which is a series of answers. And from these answers, all of them are not correct. Some of them are, some of them are not correct. I also introduce some characters. So these characters are the correct, if I may say, characters are the correct answers. And in Java, the double quotes means that that is a string. The single quotes means that that is a character. So I then called all of them here. I called the character guess, the character answer, the index, and then the guess correct answer. First of all, it has to be set to 0 so that the total can be calculated together. I also call the total questions and the length of the total questions so that you can compile them together, and then I also call the time delay that each and every question should last on the screen. From there, I now introduce the flame, the layout. Basically, this is the layout which I use the JFrame layout to list everything. As you can see, I first of all introduce the layout of the game, of the application, and then from there I introduce the layout of the text field, and then the text area, and then the buttons, or the buttons here, and then the collect labels. So also this application, you find it on my GitHub link that I will list down in the description. Here I introduce a timer, which has 1,000 delays, which is 10 seconds basically. Also, I introduce some action performed listeners. So most of the things here are listeners. I also had to add some things like the CSS, the color of the whatever game or whatever application. All this you can check it out on my GitHub link. You can see I introduce all the buttons, relevant buttons, the labels. Yeah. So I did some extra works like introducing the buttons, the labels, and then everything I added it to frame. You can see here I added everything inside that frame so that when I display, something can be displayed. Then after displaying all those information, I had to call the next question so that we can go to the next question. Then introduce some other blocks of code here to check whether the answer is correct, whether it's not. Yeah. And then I had to disable all the buttons when someone opens the application to make sure that none of the answer is selected. And then once you select an answer, it checks from these ones whether the answer is correct or not. So from there, I have to just display the name of the answer. And then you had to call all the buttons, do it several times. Then here you are calling the timer again. We have to pass for about 2,000 seconds, and then it can call it, it can start again and again and again. So basically this is like grouping over next to next and next and next and next. So let's take a look at how this game looks like, how this application looks like. I'm going to click on this learn button, and then you can have a basic look at some of these questions. So you can see I created the layout, the fonts that I showed you using the whatever frame icons, and then it has a timer here. You can see the timer is calculating, also checking the correct answer. You can see it is going to the next question, as I have already shown you. It is counting, and once you complete, or once all the questions are done, then it will say how much percentage have you gotten inside your answer, or inside the task that you are tackled in here. So for example, in this example, I may take it from here. From here, you can say I'm using Linux, answer B, which is correct. If you press a correct answer, it is marking it as in green. So from there, you can see got 2 out of 5, which is 40% out of 100. That is how the game is basically working. That's how also it's not something that is complicated. You can learn it again so that you can have a clear overview of what is going on. So you can see here the answer is 5 before the timer runs out, and then Java was created in which year. It's requesting me to say the year that Java was created, which is 1996, and then Python was created in 1991, and then I'm using Linux. As I've stated in my answer, that is not the actual operating system that I may be using. I got all the questions, so it's 5 out of 5, which is 100%. So that is how the game is working. Make sure to check it out, and